Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew here, actor, author, coach, all in skin. What is up? Yes, I have it here because I am going live with the psoriasis bodybuilder in a few. We're a little bit delayed because he was on another live. And I'm also working on my clear skin course. I am super excited that quarantine has given me the time to actually dedicate to the clear skin course. What's up, Health Warrior Healing? Vogel, Liam, William, Hit, everybody. Thanks for getting on. Before the psoriasis bodybuilder gets on, if anyone has any questions or anything, don't look at my nose. Mallory keeps saying, make sure you say something about it. So I'm going to say something about it. I've had the craziest runny nose because they've been painting and like power washing the apartment and bleaching and all this kind of stuff on the outside. It's been killing me at night. And so I've been blowing my nose so much. And now my nose has a huge welt on it. So don't look at it. You can look at it. I don't care. I really don't care. Tonight I am working on part of my course, which is the Clear Skin course. It's going to be medical medium information mixed with my experience to help coach people on how to heal from this reckless eczema and psoriasis, cystic acne, and all those not fun skin issues. I want to help people out with that, and I want to do it in a way that's real to me, that can help people out, and that'll, people that follow me or people that are interested in a way that I did it. I am by no means a doctor, but I am someone who has been through this journey for years, and I found ways through Anthony William and through my own experience and through mental strategies and habits that are very helpful to healing. I'm not guaranteeing healing because no one can do that. No one knows everyone's body, but I am here to help, and I'm super excited. I know a lot of you have read All In Skin. If you haven't, please do. It's on a quarantine special for a good old $5 for the ebook. I'm trying to figure out how I can do the special for the physical copy too. Thank you for not being able to see it. I appreciate it. I'm just going to keep talking like this because it's right here. So I'm just gonna be like, so anyways, but yes, if you haven't read the book, ebook is $5 right now to support your boy. And I'm gonna try and get the physical copy on special for at least like 10 or something. Right now it's like 13 and $3 shipping, which can be a lot for a book, I understand. But yeah, anyways, so tonight I'm working on the no foods section. And if you are familiar with medical medium, I know Health Warrior Healing is familiar with medical medium stuff. The no foods are those pesky foods that cause inflammation in your body, that trigger your eczema and psoriasis. It feeds the virus, the Epstein-Barr, it feeds all that toxic stuff inside of you that eventually turns into that inflammation of eczema and psoriasis as your body is trying to help you and pushes it out to the biggest organ in your body, which is your skin. I'm working on that part of the course right now. It's going to be pretty in-depth. It's going to be me talking about it, me explaining it. I know all this information is out there, but I'm trying to compile a course to have it all in one place so that people can not exponentially heal, but expedite the process by knowing this information instead of searching for it everywhere. So what are the no foods? Yes, they are those pesky foods that cause inflammation. They are not good for you. They are foods that we commonly eat, or if you're healing from eczema and psoriasis, you're probably not commonly eating them anymore. But the typical American diet, the typical diet in the world, if you are a country that has fast food, access to big supermarkets and stuff, it's a lot of the stuff that is promoted as health food or promoted as food that is the staple in a diet. What are those foods? Dairy. Oh, unfortunately, dairy. Yes, dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt, all that yummy stuff that creams, that makes everything taste better. The good thing about these days is there are alternatives to those things. But yes, I understand that 2% milk. Look, to preface this, I have not always been the eater and the skin person and the skin advocate that I am. What's up? But I am now because I went through this battle for 3 years. I've had eczema since I was a kid. Then I had cystic acne in high school, the mounds and the crazy acne that just, could crush a high schooler. Luckily, I was a very confident kid. That definitely crushed my confidence a lot, but not enough to keep on keeping on. Still have a little scarring, not a lot anymore though, which is great because, once you heal from the inside out and dry brush your skin and take care of your skin with the right products and also eating the right foods and hydrating, you start to have those layers exfoliate and not have that skin craziness anymore. But it has been a journey. I loved to eat. I still love me some Taco Bell, but I have to eat it very, very much the veggie burrito. None of that good stuff anymore. You know, none of that sour cream, all of that. Health Warrior Healing says she makes fat-free cheese out of potatoes. That is awesome. Send me that recipe, or I'll go look at it because I know you have plenty of good recipes over there. If you're looking for some good recipes, hit her up. But yeah, so I was the craziest eater. I would love the Meat Lovers Pizza on the weekend, Taco Bell, the 50-piece nugget challenge from McDonald's, you name it, I ate it. And now I look at this no foods list and realize that's all I was eating was the no foods. It's no wonder I had skin issues. No wonder I had eczema and psoriasis. But no one tells you this. No one, and you don't think that because of the way things are promoted, that this stuff is going to cause eczema and psoriasis for you. Yes, William Hitt says almond milk is good. Almond milk is great. I love almond milk. Unless you have a nut allergy, other than that, almond milk is awesome. I love oat milk too. It's expensive, but it's oh so good. Just make sure you don't get the kind with canola oil in it because canola oil is a no food. But yeah, so just so you know, I was not always this person. So I'm not just like genetically blessed with great skin, because I'm definitely not. My body is so sensitive to everything. I have to be so careful with what I'm eating and drinking and supplementing and putting on my skin. Like I have to use fragrance-free oatmeal soap when I shower because my skin is so sensitive. Still to this day. But that's just the things you learn on this healing journey. But so these no foods, let's not get super off track. So the reason that I know these no foods is because I've always eaten these no foods, and now I don't eat these no foods because I know that they're no good for me. Dairy. So dairy, that's the one we were on. Dairy is yogurts, cheeses, creams. Kevin, what's up? Milks, all that so good stuff, but not so good for you stuff. It just causes inflammation. It's just, a lot of it's hormone infused. It is antibiotics in the, when they're raising those cows to try and pump out that milk. Melissa, hello. And so it's just not good for you. It is definitely something that will cause a lot of inflammation, and inflammation is your eczema and psoriasis. The next big one is a hard one for a lot of people too, especially for me. I worked before quarantine at a taco joint. Is corn tortillas, corn on the cob. Corn is in just about everything that you can think of. Corn is in sodas, as high fructose corn syrup. That stuff's terrible for you. It's in candies. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Haribo candies, but they're horrible because they're all corn syrup. Corn on the cob. The thing is, corn has always been promoted as a health food. And like growing up, I thought like, if I'm getting my like chicken, cream-filled mashed potatoes, I'm getting my canned green beans, my canned corn, like I'm eating healthy, right? Unfortunately, no. And that's how a lot of people still eat. And that's how a lot of people with skin issues are wondering why they have skin issues, but that's the stuff that causes it. But with the corn, it's like crazy genetically modified these days. And it used to be healthier until GMOs were introduced and pesticides and DDT and stuff like that that makes this stuff just not good for you anymore. And it's so genetically modified that when you eat it, you're not eating corn. You're really not. You're just eating you're not eating something real. So it sucks because corn is great. Popcorn, corn on the cob, creamed corn. I know. I loved all this stuff too. Cornbread. Come on, I'm a Southern boy. I'm from South Carolina. I love me some cornbread, but I can't have it anymore. And if I do, I really try my hardest to avoid these no foods. Sometimes I'll slip. Of course, everyone has slip-ups. That's going to be a big part of my course, is going to be the mental aspect of stuff. You can find all of this information, all of this medical medium information online, but if you don't know how to use it, if you don't know how to implement it, if you don't know what to do when a slip-up occurs, when you're depressed, when you have a flare-up, this is what I'm here to help you for. But so the next one is, let's see, soy is a big one. Oh boy, soy. I know, soy. Soy sauce, tofu, soy sauce. That's a killer one for me because I love cooking up veggies with soy sauce. I'm trying to get better, but that's still, even when you're on the good side of healing, you still have burdens that you carry and things that you need to change. And there's things that are hard to change. But yeah, tofu, so many imitation things are soy. And so a lot of people, when they think they're going plant-based or vegan and being healthy, then they start to go to all the soy options. That's not the way to do it. Unfortunately, I know, and soy is in a lot of stuff too. Soy lecithin, I think that's how you say it. Soy sauce is in a lot of stuff. Soy is just like, it's literally something they put in everything. Any kind of like protein bar, any kind of like cake or something that's vegan, of course is going to have soy. And tofu, you can literally make anything. You can make a tofu chicken nugget. You can make a tofu steak, tofu pulled pork, which is cool. But at the same time, if you're really struggling with skin issues, that ain't it. Don't do it. Another one is, let's see, we have gluten. Oh man, I know gluten's hard too. Gluten, come on. Gluten is literally all these foods. You see the no food list, and it can be intimidating. That's another thing that I try and teach, is helping people like with easing in and then mentally making sure that they're doing the right things, and knowing that it's a lifestyle change. So it's not going to be overnight. I mean, I cold turkeyed when I first did a 30-day cleanse, and I don't know if that was the smartest thing, but that's just how I work. I'm a little wild. I said it on my live yesterday that I ran into one too many mall pillars, those giant pillars in the mall. When I was a kid, I would just be like, just run into it. Must have lost some brain cells there. But yeah, so gluten, it's another thing on that no foods list that you're just like, dang, oh, Henry, what's up? Long time no see, my guy. Henry's one of my OG LA friends. I live in Atlanta now, and Henry, we got to talk soon. So gluten is one of those things that isn't everything too. You like a good sandwich, you like a good pizza, you like, muffins, cakes, everything's gluten. And if it's gluten-free, it's corn-filled. And so that's the thing that's super hard about it, but also the thing that you can, once you learn how to live this lifestyle and get rid of the eczema and psoriasis and the acne, like, it is a very doable thing. It can just be a very daunting task at first. It can look very overwhelming. It can really make you not want to, but look, you have to have the why. You have to really want to heal, because at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy, but it is possible. I do talk about a lot of it in the book, and the course is going to be very helpful because it's going to be a lot of like this and talking about it, interacting, and there's going to be Q&As, and there's going to be all the information on there. There's going to be videos and tutorials and stuff like that. It's going to be cool. Another thing is the, what else is on these no foods list? I have it up right here. Oh, pork. Oh, man. It's just like pulling at the heartstrings when you're an eczema, psoriasis, and acne sufferer. Pork is another one that hurts because pork is bacon. Pork is pulled pork barbecue sandwiches. All that yummy stuff that a southern South Carolina boy like me grew up eating and loves. But pork is super fatty, which is not good for your liver, not good for your digestion, because the more fatty stuff you put into there, the harder it is for your digestion. And your digestion already takes up a lot of your body's energy. And so if your body's putting a lot of its energy into that, then your body is not going to have time to help you heal from those toxins. Your body's filter, which is the liver, is going to be backed up because it's going to have that fattiness in there. You're going to be trying to work through that, but then it's going to have the toxins from those hormones and antibiotics and the other stuff, and the MSG and the GMO, all the it's just a lot. And, if you don't know this and you're eating this and then you're wondering why your skin's still bad, that's why. I mean, pulled pork and bacon are huge things in people's diets. And don't even get me started on the next thing that's on the no foods list, eggs. So, there's literally a line in this short. Me and a couple friends wrote a 10-episode mini-series that we're going to shoot after quarantine, but we wrote it during quarantine, which was super awesome. As you guys know, I do acting too. That is like my first love, but the health stuff, since I had the health problems with that, and now that I've gotten through it, that's another thing for me too. It's just you got to go at all the avenues that are there for you. When God's calling you one way, you got to go to it. But yeah, the eggs, that's another thing. There's literally a line in the script that we wrote, and the one girl says, "Look, honey, that's my eggs and bacon." And it's like, it's a phrase because it's a thing. Eggs and bacon are such a standard breakfast food, such a standard food that people eat. And eggs were at a point something that people would eat as something that would bring them nutritional value, because it was, there's an abundance of eggs, and eggs have protein, they have good, carbs in them, they have all the things that you think are healthy nutritionally for you, but eggs are not something that are going to help your eczema and psoriasis. They definitely feed on, they help the bacteria and the heavy metals in your body. They're just not good for it. It's hard, I know, because thousands of years people have eaten eggs. People, survived on them. Medical Medium said that on average people eat 350 eggs a year. And if you have eczema and psoriasis and acne, it's just one of those things that they cause inflammation. They feed the virus, the bacteria, the yeast, all that stuff in your body. So I know it's tough. I know it's tough to hear, but I'm trying to be here to help you and advocate for you, to show you that it's worked for me and it's worked for lots of other people. And this is what my book can show you. And my course that's coming out soon can show you as well, the Clear Skin course. Melissa asked a question. She said, do you eat other kinds of meat or just not pork? So that's a good question. For me, I eat close to plant-based nowadays. I like to say that life is always better when it's balanced, but when it's balanced, it still needs to be balanced in a healthy way. The balance needs to be where you're still avoiding these no foods. So yes, no pork for me. Don't get me wrong. There's probably once, twice a year that I'll slip up and eat some pulled pork barbecue. It's so good, but like I know it's not good for me, so it really does. It messes with my mind, my heart. You know, I know that it's tasty, but it's not helping me. So to answer your question, I will still eat meat once or twice a week. I will eat. It's either comes in the form of like a chicken rice bowl from Chipotle, sometimes a burrito from Moe's. I'll get occasionally the carne asada steak, but I do try and limit it to once, max twice a week, because for my system, I know that like I have a lot of my skin issues very calm, very much not happening right now. There's still like I have a little issue right here. This has been my biggest struggle area as of recently, and it's not that big of a deal right now, which is great. And my nose from having those freaking allergies the last couple weeks. But yeah, I try and limit it because I know the more fat that I have in my system, I can feel when my digestion is off. And I can feel when your digestion is off, it's only a matter of days when your skin starts to flare up. And I can see it. It happens when I eat something that I know that I'm not supposed to, when I see that there's one of those hidden ingredients that I ate and I was like, I shouldn't have, like, or when I get excited and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put the corn salsa in my Chipotle bowl this week. And then you see like 2 days later, you're like, why is there scratchiness over my eyes? My here and here is where I get it the most. It's crazy. And it's just one tiny slip up and that'll get you. But I try not to. I try my best to do once or twice a week because that's my version of balance. But yeah, don't do the pork. That's just feeding the viruses. Psoriasis bodybuilder was supposed to be joining me. Or I don't know if I was supposed to be joining him. My messaging on here has not been working that well. So I'm going to see if I can send this maybe to him and get him on. And we shall see. Maybe not. He was just on a live with someone else. And so we're trying to do a little live Q&A, a little talk about psoriasis journeys. What's up, Chelsea? What's up, Yoga with Brittany? But yeah, so the next no food after eggs, I know eggs is a hard one. Gluten we talked about. Farmed fish is a crazy one that, you know, people always go, well, I don't eat meat, I'm a pescatarian, I eat fish. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But if you have eczema psoriasis, that's not good either. Farmed fish, the thing is about them being farmed in the small spaces, being farmed, it's breeded. It's basically like, you know, the cows are, and what do they call it up in, I don't know if this is like an appropriate term, the Calschwitz up in like Central California where they have them all like stacked with each other. It's like the fish are farmed, and so it's like basically they're so close together that the water's not healthy. They're basically breathing in these algae and parasites and all that kind of stuff, and so it's not good. And then they try and give them antibiotics, and so then the fish is pumped with stuff that you don't even want to know. It's just not a good way to go down. But then also with fish, not even just farmed fish, but like even wild caught fish, like fish are super high in the heavy metal mercury. You know, when you eat like canned tuna, A, you're eating it out of aluminum can, and then B, you're eating fish that's heavy in mercury. Heavy metals, just in general, mercury is one of those ones that isn't good for your skin if you have eczema, psoriasis, cystic acne, if you have digestion issues, whatever it is. So that's why Medical Medium recommends the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, because you're constantly, even if you don't know it, even if you think you're eating healthy, like, okay, I'm eating a seared salmon with asparagus and mashed potatoes that have cream in them. It's like, okay, cool. Potatoes are good for you because they have critical complex carbs, but if they're mixed with cream and butter, they're not good for you. Then the asparagus, like asparagus is great for you. It does a lot of good things for you. But then if you're eating that fatty piece of salmon that has mercury in it, and you're struggling with eczema and psoriasis, and then you wonder why you're getting skin issues, but you're like, I'm on a very healthy diet that I've been told to eat. Fish is good for me. It's like, well, no, because the fish is putting that mercury in you, and it's putting those antibiotics and those parasites and other things that you don't want in you. And I know that's a hard one to hear. So what have we talked about so far? Fish, gluten, dairy, eggs, pork. Oh my gosh. It's like, Andrew, what are you saying to me? I'm just telling you what I've learned from Medical Medium and also what has worked for me. And I know it can be hard. But, you got to keep it real, and you got to look in the mirror and be real with yourself when you're trying to heal. When I was 3 years ago crying in my bedroom looking in the mirror because I had welty, oozy eczema and psoriasis, quit my job because I was embarrassed of it, stopped even doing background and extra work because I started to get all these things that makeup artists would be like, "What's on your face? Did you get burned? Are you sick?" Like, that's embarrassing for a kid that's 25, 24, 25 years old. For anybody, especially the kids that are struggling with it at like 16, 17. I mean, I had cystic acne at 16, and so that wasn't fun as a high schooler. Like I said earlier in the talk, luckily I was a very confident kid. That still crushed my confidence, but I mean, that stuff can crush you. And so for me, like stopping working and not being able to work as an actor, I had to decline so many even just auditions because my skin looked nothing like my headshot. That's when you have to realize, like, I got to make some changes. And I didn't want to hear it from anyone else. For me, I know for a lot of people it takes, having to find it discovered on your own. But for me, luckily, I was fumbling through all these different materials, all these different pills and creams and foods and diets that I thought were good and they weren't. And luckily, I stumbled upon Medical Medium after tons and tons of books, tons and tons of podcasts, tons and tons of research, tens of thousands of dollars of trying stuff. Just bad. But until you come to this realization for yourself, you're never going to really figure it out. But I'm here now on the other side of it to try and help you out as someone who's accessible, someone who's real. Medical Medium is awesome. Anthony William is my guy. Love the guy to death. He has helped me so much. I know he's not that accessible. He has his podcasts. He has his lives. He's got his books. All his information is out there. I'm channeling his information, put it into a real way for you, and then also helping you with the stuff of what to do with that information, how to use that information, how to mentally get through it, get through the pain, the suffering, the process, the change, the lifestyle change, knowing that it's not linear, that it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's a big part of what I'm going to be teaching, what it said in my book, but then more in depth in my course and one-on-one coaching is that you can have all the information, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to help you. So, sorry, a little rant there. But yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff that I'm working on here during quarantine. I don't think Psoriasis Bodybuilder is getting on here. I'm going to try and message him after this. A couple more of the no foods. What are a couple of the sneaky ones we can talk about? Oh, citric acid. Citric acid. I know if you stop and think about it, you're like, citric acid, it's probably like something that comes from an orange or lemon juice or lime juice. When I tell you, I thought the same thing up until like a year ago. Citric acid is a form of black mold that is made into an acid that's made into a type of preservative to help like tinctures and foods and stuff stay, more fresh for you. Clearly, it doesn't help your health at all, but it's one of those kind of like under the radar things that's not helping you at all. It's crazy. I was taking this supplement. Ionic Zinc is one of the big like main supplements that you should be taking. If you're not taking supplements, if you're taking any supplements right now, the supplements you should be taking is Ionic Zinc, B12, methylcobalamin, and vitamin C. On top of your juicing and your detox smoothies and all that. But so Ionic Zinc, I've been taking this, and so Medical Medium has always recommended Vimergy, Ionic Zinc, and I was like, oh, well, Ionic Zinc's Ionic Zinc, like it's zinc in a liquid form, like I could use whatever. So I was using these other ones, and I wasn't realizing they had citric acid in them, and I was wondering why they're like cheaper and why they're the same size. And I'm like, cool, I'll use these. But man, they were giving me stomach issues, and they were giving me headaches, and they were making me nauseous, and I was wondering, and I saw the difference. And so then I got the Vimergy one and tested it against the other Ionic Zinc sulfates or whatever. And it's crazy. This one is just glycerin and zinc in an ionic, like the suspended water type form of it. And it's crazy. When you use a supplement that's like real quality supplement versus a supplement that you think's helping you, but it's not, it's crazy the difference. If you're going to get Ionic Zinc, get one that does not have citric acid. Because citric acid is that sneaky thing in a lot of stuff that you're basically putting like a mold preservative in your body. Just think about that. It's not good. It's not what you want. But yeah, it's a sneaky thing that's in a lot of things. And it's unfortunate. It's in a lot of drinks. Just like, what am I trying to say? Corn syrup is in a lot of like sodas and stuff. Citric acid is in a lot of drinks. And it'll sneakily be in there. And you'll be like, what the heck? But yeah, so try and avoid that. Another one, there was something else I was going to say and I forgot. Back to corn real quick. With other supplements, if you are taking more than those just 3 supplements, which I take other supplements too, those are just like the main 3. If you have to do 3, do those 3. With alcohols, like corn alcohols in tinctures and stuff, yo, that stuff will sneak up on you too. Cause like you're thinking like, I'm buying this healthy tincture. I'm buying this, what's one that I bought? Let's see, ashwagandha. And you're like, cool, I bought that. I bought this lemon balm, and you look at it and you're like, cool, it should just be lemon balm, right? In a liquid form. They always have either citric acid or corn alcohol in them. And you're just like, what the heck? And what I read deeper into medical medium studies and Anthony Williams talks, he said if you buy those tinctures, which you're spending like $30 on some of those tinctures for a little like 1 ounce thing, he said it's null and void, like it doesn't work. That's depressing when you've bought all these supplements and you're realizing like, yo, I'm getting screwed over here. But yeah, so rants all day, sorry. But yeah, it's just going deeper into some of this stuff when you start to realize it. Like when you're first on your journey, like it can be overwhelming and it can be scary. But like once you look back and you go through it and you learn it, like it's awesome to realize that like you're helping yourself, you're adding years to your life, you're making yourself super healthy. It's great. Another sneaky one, natural flavors, artificial sweeteners, all that stuff. It'll get you too. I'm like, it's like running out of breath over here with like just like how crazy it is that some of these things will just sneak up on you, like artificial sweeteners, like the Splendas and all that kind of stuff. Natural flavors are in just about everything. Natural flavors, when it's like cherry flavored water or cherry flavored this or orange flavored this, it's like it's not actually orange. It's probably just some kind of like citric acid or some kind of artificial thing that's just gonna feed the virus inside you. Yeah, the no foods. This is, I hope helped a lot. If you even have just gotten this your first introduction to it, what's up? I hope that it's something that you take some time to think about and look at some of the stuff that you're eating if you are struggling, because it's just good to know. It's good to be aware, and it's good to, if you're healing especially, you really got to ramp up the things that you're paying attention to. And that's another thing I teach in my course is, it's not just the information, but it's also how you use the information and what you do with the mental strategies and how you can go shopping and grocery shopping and making sure that your routine is intact, making sure the things that you are snacking on don't have these little sneaky ingredients. All that kind of stuff, and that's what I want to teach, and that's what, before quarantine is over, I'm working on it tonight. I'm super excited. I've gotten a good chunk of it done, but I could get more done. But yeah, I just want to be able to help, and I want to be able to, coach people the right way, but also coach them so they're not overwhelmed. Give you enough information that you can heal, and also give you very tactical advice and advice that's very usable in your own life. Because sometimes you can feel like, okay, I know that I should be doing this, but how can I do this when I'm, living this kind of life? Or how can I implement this into my routine when my routine is different than yours? That's what I talk about. I just want it to be a real thing that can really help people, something that can make the information very attainable, make attainable goals, make healing an actual thing that can happen. Because I know 3.5 years ago, when I first started getting that pussy, crusty eczema, psoriasis all over my eyelids, my earlobes, behind my ears, my neck, my armpits. I talked about it yesterday. Some of the worst flare-ups I had was my chest, my neck, my face, and my armpits. Eczema and psoriasis will come at you anywhere that it can. When it's inside you and your body's trying to fight it off, your body's not attacking itself. Your body is trying to help you defend itself. But if you're not going to help your body by feeding it the right stuff, by doing the right stuff mentally, physically, spiritually, your body is not going to win that fight. It's going to be a long, hopefully a long life, but it's going to feel like a long, long battle, and it's going to be a tough uphill battle. But if you start implementing the right stuff, you're going to win that battle eventually. It takes longer for some people. It's not a linear journey. You're going to have flare-ups. I still have flare-ups to this day. I talked about it earlier. I still have a little spot on my forehead that has been just up and down the last couple weeks. I have a little spot on my nose, yes, because I had allergies, but it probably, is not helpful that I've eaten some gluten this week. But it's a journey, and you have to believe that you can heal, and you have to know that healing is attainable, and then you have to start really doing it, and you have to really commit all in. That's why the book is All in Skin, because if you're not all in, you ain't healing. All right, I'm sorry, that's corny, but I had to say it. Love you all. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to try and go live more. My lives were not working the last 2 weeks, so I was real frustrated, and it was kind of throwing off my vibe, but I'm back. I am doing it. Let's do it. I'm going to be more consistent. So love you all. All right, talk soon.